Terence Crawford may not ever fight again in boxing. Right now, he's involved with a lot of different things in the sport of boxing, but money isn't moving a lot of people like it said that it would. A lot of people said that they move by money, and a lot of other boxers move by money and paydays, and if you give me this amount of money. But Terence Crawford, I put a video out last year talking about how Terence Crawford could possibly be four-time undisputed. He possibly still could have done that recently, but with the whole stripping that's going on with the IBF and everything else, people think that, oh, well, the IBF trying to give people opportunities. IBF is trying to keep those belts as far away as possible from Benavidez and Crawford. Benavidez could have been two-time undisputed right now already. Crawford could have been four-time undisputed. They shot it away, and now the IBF is basically doing what they want to do. Terence Crawford may never fight again if he don't want to. He's involved with Turkey Al-Sheikh, but ain't no guarantees. The last fight he did was probably the one he wanted to just walk away from after that. This ain't your regular Joe Blow. He don't be moved by money and everything else easy. Because if he did, it already would have been done by now. And it seems like everything is against him at this point. Everybody wants to see him lose. I want to see some of these other guys lose who say that they good and that they've lost before, or guys who think they're invincible. I want to see guys who's actually on a pound for pound lose. How about that? I mean, that's the sport of boxing, right? You actually do want to see these guys challenge themselves. You want to see everybody go undefeated. Somebody got to lose, right? So I would like to see those guys lose and challenge themselves. But everybody not going to lose in boxing, man. I mean, you got to have people come in and actually be good enough and talented enough to fill in the spots. But Terence Crawford definitely would end up walking away from the sport. People already running around calling him Kendrick Lamar. Like, boxing fans have no respect for the people who put together the best fights. You can't name 5 people who put together better fights than Terence Crawford right now. But you'll sit around and have a whole bunch of people saying who he should fight next, and they're not bringing up their favorite fighters. The sport of boxing is not getting carried by none of these guys that's even being mentioned with Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford walks away right now, none of these guys we're mentioning are going to end up doing anything that Terence Crawford is doing. You can't name guys that's younger than Terence Crawford right now that's trying to fight every 154-pounder. Now guys will find out who Baccarat was, and he's been the mandatory for Charlo. People find out who Tim Tszyu was because he's been the mandatory for Charlo. But we ain't got no smoke for Charlo, though. We ain't got no smoke for everybody else. Canelo got mandatories. No smoke for him. Oh, well, we just need Crawford to fight this guy. We need this. We need that. We need this. Well, we need y'all to start learning the sport of boxing. We need y'all to start scoring fights better. We need y'all to start learning who fighters are before they're 35 years old. We need all that. We need fans to quit being biased and quit waving flags and thinking that that's the sport of boxing. That's soccer. That's not football. Well, that is football in Europe. That is football, actually. That's football and soccer. But that ain't boxing. That ain't boxing. Most of the time when guys do that, I already know you're a casual. So that ain't boxing. You favoring everybody from your country, we know you're a casual. We know that Americans have some of the best boxers. Everybody from America don't think that Americans got the best boxers, and it's just this. People just try to put this label on Americans like we just arrogant. And first of all, everybody that's in America ain't from America. Most of the people from America, that's in America, not even from America. So when y'all say American, we already know what y'all talking about. Most of y'all come to America and boo us in our own home stadiums. So we already know what time it is. And I already know why Terence Crawford is getting the backlash he does for trying to fight the best. But I'm going to tell you one thing, though. I'm not going to take my foot off the pedal for nobody. If we ain't going to have nobody being right or fair down the line, once Terence Crawford retires, I'm calling out everybody. If guys ain't moving up, if you ain't trying to move up, if you ain't trying to fight no guys in your weight class, I don't want to show you no attention. Some of these guys who ain't doing nothing, they're not getting attention from me no more. Not really. Because I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot of guys right now ranked top 5, top 10 that's not getting a lot of attention right now. Because they don't clout chase. They got to call out people. I don't think that should be the situation in boxing. Terence Crawford ain't got to do none of that. Usyk ain't got to do it. Bitter Biv. A lot of these guys with good resumes, they got to run around and call people out. They feel like the only people that got to do that is American fighters and everybody else. Well, call this guy out. I ain't never heard of none of these guys having to call out these other fighters that they've been fighting. So it's just a game at this point. But Robert Garcia already said it. Terence Crawford will end up. He might not retire. He might not fight again. He might not fight ever again. And people are like, well, what if he fight Baccarat at 54? He don't probably want to fight Baccarat at 54. Terence Crawford can retire right now and let Madrimal whoop all y'all at that weight class. And he don't have to get involved. That's why I'm hearing now that things about Madrimal and Boots. Yeah, you're going to hear that because Terence Crawford don't want to get involved. He wants to fight Canelo. He wants to bring the sport forward, but the dude is trying to carry the sport right now, and everybody who's trying to carry the sport is getting disrespected. Who gonna carry the sport of boxing then?